So looking at this property, this is 3502 Meredith Avenue. If I scroll down here, I can see that there are actually rental comparables. So this tells us what this property is potentially worth from a cash flow perspective. So the cash flow, actually the rental data ranges from 2,300 to 2,800 per month on this property. So this might be what's called a BRRRR property, a house that you buy it from the perspective of a real estate fix and flipper, but instead of selling it at the end, you keep it as a rental, right? And so we have that rental data here. And we've got over 130 million data points now that we've partnered up with one of the largest providers in the entire country. And much of that data does come directly from property management companies, which is the best source for rental data. And then if you want to look for rental properties, you can click the filter right here, and you can switch over to this button that says long-term rental. And then you can use these different measuring sticks that we put in here that actually run automatically for you. So you don't have to use complicated spreadsheets or calculators to figure out some of these main things like cap rates, cash on cash return, annualized return, or gross yield. You can just adjust the filter up or down based off of your particular situation and the market you're targeting, because a deal in San Diego might be great if you can get it at 3% cap rate. But if in the Midwest, you might have to be over 7%. So you can do your research to see where these properties are falling. But if I wanted to find a property that's, say, at a 7% cap rate, less than $400,000, and it's currently on the market, I can click run search. Privy goes in and it runs the analysis on all the properties that are here. And then we can come in and click that property. And this is one of the houses that it identified. So all of the rental data analytics are purple. So this ranges from 2,300 to 2,900. That's between a 6 and an 8% cap rate, between 11 and 14% gross yield. Depending upon if this house needs a lot of work, the cash on cash return might drop. So you want to make sure you find a house where it's more rental grade and you don't have to pour a bunch of cash into it. And then the annualized return, all the way up to 32% potentially. And at the very bottom of the CMA on this property is the assumptions. So we break down the purchase price, we show you what the rent is, we show you the occupancy rate, all of the estimated expenses that we put on this house. We're estimating that it's a 20% down payment, other assumptions, and then that's how we calculate all of these percentages for you. So Privy is going to be a great way for you to find potential rental properties for your portfolio, or if you're a wholesaler and you're looking for another niche or another source of potential buyers, then finding landlord buyers is probably one of the best places to go. I was talking with one of our partners, and he said that probably it's 1 to 10. So like one fix and flipper to every 10 landlords that are out there. So if you're having trouble, finding deeply discounted deals for fix and flippers, well, you might start talking to landlords who are looking for deals, because guess what? Landlords don't need to get a house at 40 or 50 or 60% of the ARV for it to be a deal. They might buy a house at 90% of the ARV, as long as that property cash flows a couple $100 a month. So that really is a discussion with your buyers to figure out what they want. And then you can use Privy to find properties that match their specific deal criteria. That was never possible before. So if I wanted to find landlord buyers in this area, I might just choose sold. And then I'm going to unengage this middle section. I can come all the way down here to absentee owners. That's how you're going to find landlords, is by using the absentee owner filter. And then as we get a little bit closer here, you can see here that there's a bunch of them. There's 336 on this map right here. And again, this is another list that I could export. I could come over here and download this list of absentee owners right into a spreadsheet and then go and try to target those people. So that is one of the really cool tools that we've added, is that rental data, so that you can find properties for yourself. Start thinking about that, right? Most of us who got in this business didn't get into for the short-term turns in revenue like you might get from a wholesale or a fix and flip. That's great cash flow. It creates liquidity, but most of the time we want to build wealth by building a rental portfolio that gives us passive income, right? It doesn't require as much work, and it's mailbox money, right? We've all heard that before.